Hello everyone and welcome back to the Up the Guts podcast. Joining as always is your host Tricky, my co-host Holty. How are you, mate?
Oh, very good. Just a very jam-packed weekend of cricket, Saturday, Sunday. So my calves are nearly off the bone. So I'm glad I'm sitting down for this.
Yeah, no, we'll touch on that later. But obviously Connor was unable to make it today, obviously on baby duties again.
Bullshit.
Yeah, I reckon he's absolutely taking the piss there. But we are joined by guest Quinn De Luca, representing Pressure Point Media. How are you, mate?
I'm very good, mate. Thank you for having me. It's an absolute pleasure, boys. I've seen a lot of your stuff, so it's good to actually be sitting in the chair.
Got the merch on already?
Yeah, shameless plug. I had to wear the merch.
Nice,
so my podcast partner, Marcus, was like, if you're not wearing the merch, he goes, don't come back. So I was like, all right, I'll wear the merch. So
how has the merch been going since it's dropped?
Yeah, pretty good, surprisingly. So the T-shirts, I shouldn't say surprisingly. I had the confidence. But no. So the T-shirts was an interesting one. So we pre-ordered all of those. So we're kind of, we really got to sell these or we're going to lose money on them. The other stuff was good. So we've done it where when you buy it, then they ship it out and we don't lose money if no one buys them, if that makes sense. So, but the teas have done really well. So I'm actually, quite pleased with how they've gone.
Oh, very good. Very good.
So tell us a bit about yourself for all the listeners at home.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously we did a uni course together. That's how we know each other. So, so we did the Swinburne together, did the Diploma of Sports Media. Yep. So that was a good thing there. So yeah, I've always sort of had a bit of a passion for sports media and wanted to get into that. Yeah, I mean, I figured I'm not good enough to make it at the top level at sports, so I may as well try and talk about it all day, and I may as well try and do that for a living. Yep. So that was sort of my thing from a youngish kind of age. So I got out of there, started doing that, working concreting with my family business. So we concrete yards. So I'm sitting in the office answering phones. It's a little bit boring, so I was like, no, I want to expand, do something different. Yep. So I did the course. So I met Tricky. Bit of an interesting year. It was 2020, so
COVID.
So we started off in person. It was great, and then I reckon a couple of weeks in. It just all turned to shit.
That's when the first all lockdown started happening.
Yeah, so all the uni was online, so we didn't really get to see each other face to face, use all the equipment in the studio.
Were you glad once you first met him? Did you like meet him for the first few hours and go, oh, thank God?
I really hope there's a lockdown coming in. I was looking forward to it. Yeah, no. So it made it hard, but it was a different experience. So it would be good to do it again, but probably we can use the studio equipment and learn it all properly. But that was all right. So then, and in that little, that sort of break there between when the season, I think it was round one, then it was a big break, wasn't it, before round two again? Yeah, in that little gap there, good friend and, I guess, future brother-in-law, hopefully, she says yes one day, but future brother-in-law, Marcus. So we just always talked footy and all that, and then we're just like, you know what, everyone else is doing a podcast, why don't we just start one? So did that, jumped on board with that, and been going ever since, having a bit of fun with it, like same as you boys. So just, it's so much fun to just talk, get all the sporting news off your chest.
Absolutely.
And ours is just footy because we don't know enough about other sports to sort of to ramble on about them, but it's good after, especially when I'm a Tigers man. If Richmond lose, that's just a good venting time for me. So I get it all off my chest. So it's it's good fun, and that job there, and also the podcast led me to working at a company called Game Face, which do a lot locally here on the peninsula. So I know you boys are probably familiar with them. So I was there for about a year and a bit. I reckon I did a bit of cricket work, footy, which is all good fun. I actually really loved it. And then COVID came again at the end of 2021, I think, and ruined the local season.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, and then when that sort of rolled through, it sort of, my opportunities there sort of dwindled a little bit. And then going back to the family business now, but still doing the podcast. I do like a Richmond fan channel on YouTube as well now. Yep. So another area for me to vent about the Tigers. Yep. So just doing a bit of that, and it's all been good fun. So it feels weird rambling about myself for so long.
Speaking of the Tigers, how do you think they're shaped up for 2023?
Oh yeah, this is a tough one, isn't it? Because I don't want to jump the gun, but geez, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm really excited. From what I'm seeing, I mean, the obvious thing is the Toronto and Hopper pickup. I mean, it's hard to look past that and think, geez, we're not going to be all right again this year. And then Dustin Martin looks invested again. He's had a good preseason by the looks of things, and I don't know. It's such a disappointing end to last year, and I thought, well, like this close.
Oh yeah, you showed really good signs, especially late when Lynch came back in, was playing consistent footy and stuff like that.
Oh, 100%. I mean, he was second in the Coleman medal. Like he was doing so well, and I mean, you look at it, that Joe Danaher goal in the elimination final. Like if that doesn't happen, we probably win and go to the next final. And I'm not saying we'd won the flag. I don't think anyone was going to beat Geelong, but you never know. So,
and you're speaking to a mad Geelong fan over here.
I shouldn't have said that.
King of Geelong.
Yeah, the
self-proclaimed.
Self-proclaimed King of Geelong. He loves it. No, well, great season last year. Oh. So I'll say that. I don't think anyone was beating Geelong last year, but it was, Yeah, so I'm excited from what the Tigers will hopefully do this year.
What do you reckon on the review of Paul Lynch's goal, all behind around the post?
I tell you what.
Sorry to bring up bad memories.
No,
but
I like talking about this, funny enough. I like talking about this. So, I don't know. I still think that no matter whether it was a goal or a behind, I don't think there was enough to overturn it. And maybe that's classic Richmond supporter. But I'm standing by that. I don't think there was enough to overturn it. But I was the nuffy that was looking at all the fan camera angles and slow motion. And in one of them, I swear I see it curl around the goalpost and go in for a goal. So that's just me. But I think either way, I was dirty on it at the time. But it's footy. It happened at the end of the day.
You sort of like when you watch enough AFL games and you support your team enough. I don't know who we had this conversation with. Doz and D. We had Doz and D on here. And like you just watch the game. As much as you support, as much as you barrack, in the end, you lose, and then 20 seconds later after the final sign gone, you had no contribution whatsoever.
Yeah.
You can't change a game at all.
100%.
Like, awesome.
That's the best way to put it.
Yeah.
I need to start thinking about that after games because I get bad.
Yeah.
So because I live with my girlfriend now and she's a Carlton supporter, and so she had a pretty rough season herself the way that ended. And she's heavily invested too, so we're very similar in that sense. But when Richmond lose, like it affects the rest of my weekend. Like if it's on a Friday night, I'm not the same person for the Saturday, Sunday.
Nah.
Which is not a good thing. It's unhealthy. You can't be.
It is.
You know what
Damn
I mean?
right.
You could, fair enough. You're filthy the rest of the night, whatever. Next day, wake up, it's done. But of course, especially being like one of the big clubs and all that, like it's always in the paper, all over social media, and it gets rubbed in your face, and I can't control my emotions.
You go to work that Monday and you're like, please, if you lose, you're like, please don't mention it. If you win, you're like, how good was that game?
I won't shut up about it. I
pretty
won't
much.
shut up about it.
Remember when you were a kid and you after you win, you'd sleep in the jersey in bed?
Oh, mate, with the footy as well. I'd have the jersey, the footy. Oh, yeah.
Rumour has it Holty still does it.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I got the onesie.
You're going to get the new Sharon, that beautiful smell of leather, and you sleep with that. Oh, that's... Mate, there's nothing better. There's nothing better.
It's like opening up a can of tennis balls, like seriously.
It's unreal. It's unreal. But what do you reckon about your Catters? They're coming back again?
Oh, I did say to Dad after we won it that night, even though I absolutely made profit to the bar sales at the MCG, but I said, I reckon back-to-back's up on the cards. Right, probably about the siren blew, and we're like, back-to-back.
When you've won by that much, so you at the game?
Yeah, I was at the game.
Yeah, I was there as well, actually. It was.
Really?
Yeah.
Was it boring from a Richmond or another supporters?
Yeah.
Was
Like
it?
for me, the best part of the day was Robbie Williams.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean.
I had to agree with that too.
I had the thing is like I had great seats and everything. I was primed for like one of the best grand final experiences, and then first quarter ends. I'm like, geez, Swans better start doing something here, and then it just didn't stop.
I knew straight away once Tom Hawkins kicked the two. I'm thinking, we're on.
Yeah, I didn't see the blowout the way it was, but yeah, it was impressive. So
it was very good day. It was a very emotional day.
Sure, you've spoken plenty about it.
Sorry
to bore your listeners if we've
I'm only just repeating and repeating. I think the episode we did of the grand final episode or the post grand final.
Yeah, the week after, yep.
Yeah, it was just all Geelong.
I'm not surprised. All Geelong. Fair enough though, lap it up.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now back to Richmond, is there any players that you reckon we should keep an eye on?
Yeah, well, there's a few. I reckon some of our younger boys. I reckon Noah Cumberland. Narkle's one to keep an eye on if he gets listed. Which I reckon he's a good chance because apparently Josh Gibcus, a young backman who was one of my players to watch, but he's got
an injury, hasn't he?
Yeah, so I think it's a long-term hammy, and apparently they put him on the long-term injury list, which means we do have a spot now.
Yeah, I heard it was either season or late in the year he'd come back.
Yeah, that's what I've heard as well, which is really disappointing because he was my player to watch because I thought he exploded last year and was stiff not to get a Rising Star nomination.
And didn't he show he could play both ends of the ground?
Yeah.
He played forward at one point too?
He did. So we were struggling up forward. It's when you mentioned earlier we had Lynch off the park a little bit and Gibcus went forward and he kicked a couple of goals. He looked all right. I would keep him up back.
Same.
But if we need to, he does have that ability to roll
to be
forward.
a swingman, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So he was my player to watch, but it's probably going to be Noah Cumberland, I reckon.
Yes, I really like him, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he came out.
Plays a lot taller than he is.
Absolutely. And he came out. I mean, he kicked 6 against Brisbane. He had a big impact.
He came on the scene. I'm like, who the hell is this guy?
Oh, that's the thing. And I've been saying for a while, like, let's give this bloke a crack because he'd been kicking bags in the VFL. And, you know, when you're one of those nuffies that follows, like, all the VFL players closely, you see this. And I'm thinking, this guy's got to get an opportunity. And for me, he was similar to what Josh Caddy was for us when he first came across to Richmond, as that medium forward that could just find the goals.
Yeah.
We started playing Caddy out of position, put him on the wing and half back, and he dwindled and ended up, retiring as we've seen. Yeah. So I really think Cumberland is now like the resurgence of that, and we can sort of see where he goes. So I'm really excited for Noel Cumberland.
Yeah. Oh, good.
So with those two people coming in from the midfield, you got Hopper, Taranto. What's your starting midfield?
Oh, jeez. This is the question, isn't it? I've been thinking about this, racking my brain. I think for me, what I would start, round one against the Blues, first ball up, I'm going in the middle. I've got Prestia.
If fit, so he should be fit.
If fit, touch wood. Yeah, that's a big touch wood, which is, I think,
When
why
he's
we've got these
fit,
blokes.
he is so key to use.
Oh, we don't win many games of footy when he's not playing, especially when he's at
His
his
clearance
best.
and contested work is insane.
Oh, it's nuts. I mean, just for example, you look back in the we looked all right against Carlton round one last year, not to go all the way back then, but Prestia went out in the end of the first quarter, and then we just looked like the shell of the team. Like that's, there's obviously more reasons why we lost, but we just don't play the same without him. So yeah, Prestia for me has got to be in there if he's fit. I'm putting Hopper in there. He won't play there much at all this year, but to start the season, I'm putting Dusty right in the guts.
Yep.
And then I guess that kind of just leaves room for the ruckman, doesn't it? So Nank, yeah. So
Then Dusty will play more forward.
Dusty will play more forward. You'll have Shea Bolton and Tim Taranto, who I think can start in the forward line, and then they can roll through,
Play high. Yep.
play high. But we've actually got it's a great problem to have, and we've got blokes like Jack Graham, Jack Ross, Tyler Sonzi now, who's another player to keep an eye on coming up. That these guys are great midfielders, but I don't see where they fit now. So it's a good problem to have. I'd rather have more options than not enough, which has sort of been the problem in the past. But I think with these two pickups, like you said, we're all right.
Because who was the one that was gaining interest and looking for options at Adelaide?
Jack Graham.
Jack Graham, yeah.
Which is annoying because he did tell the club that he wasn't going over there to pursue clubs. He was just because he's from Adelaide as well. And then when you saw him tour in Port Adelaide with Ken Hinkley, it was a bit disappointing. But I don't blame him either. I mean, that style of football that he plays is pretty much Taranto and Hopper are coming in the field.
Yep.
So he's probably thinking, do I have much more to give here? I think he does.
Yep.
I think we'll squeeze him in. But yeah, it's going to be a tough one.
Just one off the top of my head too while I was thinking. Obviously Geelong, Richmond, Collingwood, I thought of it. If you could think of one player from a team that you could just pinch, who would you take and what position?
From any club or one of the three?
From any club.
Any club. Jeez. I'm just trying to think. Well, I
No
Like
pressure,
what?
premiers.
No, like what?
Yeah.
What position do you reckon you guys lack, and what person do you reckon could field that?
Geelong Cats Premier.
he's gone over the flag. I reckon
22 to pick from there.
I really think Richmond need another key because Jack's only got one more year. Jack Rewalt, he's only got one more year, so I'd be picking a key forward, and I'd be going someone young, so probably, but not too young. So it's hard to look past like a Harry Mackay or something like that because he's still got plenty of footy left in him. Like obviously a Tom Hawkins is unreal, but he's realistically got a couple of seasons left. Wow. You never actually know. with Tom
Don't
Hawkins.
diss the Hawk.
I can say you actually don't know with Tom Hawkins. He looks better than he ever
You
has
get
at
to
the
sit in the
moment.
forward 50. Like,
Yeah,
seriously.
so I don't
Just
know.
all body work.
I would probably go like a Mackay. I'd say a Kerno too, but he's injury prone, so you don't know with him.
And I
But
was thinking of Kerno, but the injuries worry me.
yeah, he got through all of last year unscathed, which was impressive considering his record. But
It's true.
he didn't slip in the shower, or was the other one basketball? I think the basketball
I think
injury
he did,
back
yeah.
in the day. Yeah, so. Yeah, no, but they're probably one of those two sorts of blokes, or even then a key back because Robbie Tarrant's only got another year left, and then and Dylan Grimes, same thing. So either a key back or a key forward. And if I had to go a key back,
Tarrant tore Hawkins up to shreds that game that Jack Henry kicked the winner.
yeah, well,
He tore Hawkins a new one.
Hawkins is the perfect opponent for Tarrant because he doesn't move much.
Yeah.
So as soon as you put a forward on Robbie Tarrant that's going to run all day,
Just going to stick with him.
Tarrant's gone. But a guy like Hawkins who kind of stationary and it's more just brute strength, he has a good battle with him. So he did do good against Hawkins.
Now,
but yeah.
if I was staying for Collingwood, we need a key forward. I think I want to go young, and I know Holty's going to like this one. I'm going to stick Darcy Fogarty in the square.
Ooh,
I like Darcy.
I don't mind that. Is that
Very
alongside Checkers and
Or
McStay?
Checkers can't be.
He's not a key.
No, he's not a key.
He's
That's-
your third tall.
Exactly.
So you'd have McStay and Fogarty.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot actually.
Because he's young. Because I was sitting there thinking, I was like,
No
Kerno,
Darcy
injury
Cameron?
prone.
Oh, Darcy Cameron floating down there.
Well, Darcy Cameron will be the ruck, won't he?
What about Coxie?
Yeah.
You forgot about the big Cox, mate.
He hates him with a passion.
Well, from 2018, I can tell you I hate him as well.
Mate, he shows up in the big moments. May as well put him in.
Does.
But he never shows up any other time.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Where's he been?
I know.
That's a good shout. What are you thinking of? What are your thoughts on Tom Mitchell? You'd be pretty stoked with him.
Yeah, I like it. I like it.
I think he's one of those players that he's just going to suit your footy beautifully because he wins the ball on the inside. He's going to dish it out to blokes like DeGoey and all that. And I reckon it's going to be, I'd be stoked.
I reckon the forward's your strong suit. So I'm already starting the preview. So, yeah, I reckon the forward's a strong suit for you. So if I reckon someone like Tom Mitchell just puts it in there, game's won.
Yep.
I reckon. Yep.
And for you, Premiership side, who do you bring in?
Oh, who do I pinch? Oh. That's a great question. Can I think on that?
I'll give you a position right now.
All right, give me a position. Oh, ruck, absolutely. Yeah, we need a ruckman for sure. I can't stand Stanley.
I don't mind Stanley.
I've got one for you.
Actually, no. Give me Cox. Give me Cox.
I've got one. I've got one.
How much do you hate Stanley?
Yeah.
You say you want someone huge?
Just give me someone huge.
Sean Darcy.
That was my thought. As soon as you said someone huge, Darcy was the first one I went to my head.
Big O.
The Big O is good.
Big O.
The Big O is good.
Or I'd bring McAvoy back.
Would you like a Luke Jackson type?
Yeah. Sort of like a running ruckman. Yeah.
You need those dynamic ruckmen now.
And also just someone to stick down there like in pressure point moments.
Yeah,
like in pressure point moments. Like that can also have a shot at goal and be accurate at the same time. I reckon McAvoy was good at that. So yeah.
The Big O.
Yep.
Back to your podcast. Where did the Pressure Point name come from?
Yes.
That's actually a great question. So it stems from Brendan Favola at the Brownlow. Yeah. So that's
Is that still in part of your intro as well?
No. So we've changed the intro from the first couple of seasons, and this is like the third year or whatever. And we changed it, but I'm redoing it again for the next year because I just get a bit tired of listening to it.
Yeah.
So I change them up a bit. And I'm bringing him back because I miss hearing it. I miss hearing the pressure point. So that's where it stemmed from. But I kid you not, we sat there picking our brains, I reckon, I reckon it was a good few days. Like we couldn't think of a name. And then my girlfriend's younger sister, she doesn't follow the football at all. And I couldn't believe this popped out of her mouth. And she's like, when Brendan Favola at the Brownlow was saying pressure point. And I was like, it's actually a really good idea. Yeah. So we ended up just running with that. But it was
just the random thinking gets in it.
Yeah, exactly. And Marcus, who I do the podcast with, is like a nuffy Carlton supporter.
Oh, yeah.
So
that would have been good.
He is the worst to be around when Carlton are winning. But as you can imagine, he was very happy to use the pressure point and the Favola thing. So I love that. What about you boys? Where did Up the Guts come from?
Literally, I was sitting there thinking, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I wanted a podcast where we tackle everything.
Yeah.
And pretty much have no filter.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking footy, and then I was like, up the guts, take the ball at the guts, tackle everything up the guts, and then just clicked it.
Oh
no! Here we go. I said it.
There we go.
I said it to someone, and they're like, "It's not bad, actually."
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna run with it.
I like that because I honestly, when I first saw it, I would have at face value. I'm like, well, they talk about footy, up the guts, popular footy term, but I love the meaning behind it. Because it's like, I want to take on the topics, no filters.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Up the Guts is. I love that.
Yeah. So that's where Holty comes in, takes on everything.
Yeah.
And Connor.
Connor and I we're piss takes. Like, we absolutely just piss take everything and we just take on any topic possible. It's either a positive or a negative, or we disagree or we agree with it. And it's just...
I love your passionate rants on the reels. Whenever I'm looking at the Insta reels, I'm having a look. I love the rants. I've got to say, though, the one that absolutely cracked me up, and it wasn't a rant, but you, Tricky, absolutely roasted him for it. I think it was when you was naming your top 3 countries or something like that. And
and you've gone, but as soon as he said, I'm like, what is this bloke doing?
It was funny though, because I saw as soon as you said it, your face was like, what have I said? That was straight away. But that cracked me up.
What do you mean? It's a country.
Yeah. That was a good one. I love that one.
So obviously you've had a lot of guests on. Can you give me even a top 3 of the favourite guests
you've
you've
had?
had?
A lot of guests on. Look at the names on this list.
Read out some of the names he's had, Holty.
I'm going to start with Brad the Smiling Assassin Johnson. Got Tom Morris on there. Wink, wink.
The most controversial guest, that's for sure.
Corey McKernan, Barracuda, Tony Libber. The list just goes on, mate.
Yeah, we've been really lucky. We've had some big guests, which we've been absolutely stoked for. It was funny. It's kind of, as every guest went by, I'd be like, that's our best episode yet. That's been fantastic. Like, I've loved this.
We say it all the time.
Yeah, and then we'd have the next guest on. Oh, that shit all over the last one. That was so much better. And everyone just sort of got better and better. I think that's partly because you get more comfortable speaking to people, and as you guys know, I'm sure your fird episode sounds nothing like it sounded today.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I've listened to my first episode. It's garbage.
Yeah.
It actually gives me a headache. So I think that comes with that as well. But if I had to say top 3. Kath Loughnane, I think, from Fox Footy was big for us. She was just, I think she gave us so much. Like, she was so happy to be there, and you felt that as well. Like, it didn't feel like it was like an effort for her to be there and give us, And then she hooked us up with Tom Morris, who at the time seemed like a really good idea.
I used him for a uni assignment as well.
Yeah, there you go. I got to say,
look up to him, people.
I've got to say, and I'm not defending what was said and the reasons for being fired from Fox Footy, but he was so good to us. Like, he was fantastic. I couldn't have asked for a better experience than Tom Morris. Obviously, it's unfortunate what unfolded and all that, but he was great. But no, so Kath Loughnane for me was probably number one. Or I'm not actually going to label 1 to 3. I'm just going to give a top 3. Kath Loughnane was in there. Brad Johnson had to be the smiling assassin. He just seemed so happy the whole time. He was unreal. He was unreal.
Do you have any stories to tell?
He had a few good ones. I'm trying to think. There was one that absolutely cracked me up, and I'm going to have to think about it and get back to you on it. It's in the back of my head. It'll come to me. But he was pretty good. Then Kuda was good. But
Barracuda.
He was good, but he was better for Marcus being a Carlton supporter and all that sort of stuff. I think for me,
God, double check it.
Let me double check the list. Let me double check the list because I feel rudy. Yeah, we've had it. There was, there's actually more than I remembered on here. There's a few.
There's another page as well.
Yeah, Woe Woden was actually pretty cool because he was our first Brownlow medalist. I think, you know what? I'm going to say Spider. Peter Everett.
Yes, local boy too.
Yeah, local boy.
Good.
He was fantastic, Spider. Actually, now I think back to him, he was unreal, and he told the story. I'll get a story from him, and I'll never forget this one about. You might already know it as well. I think it's popular, but it was the one of him. Yeah, he was good. It was the one of him and the Saints boys. They got him up the Nepean Highway, and they were doing the haka in the middle of Nepean Highway. So cars are going past.
I think I have heard this,
Yeah, so they were going for, because where Moorabbin is, it's kind of in a few side streets, like Moorabbin Oval, that is behind Nepean Highway. So you'd go on, and I think they were going up the road to Dendy Park, which is in Brighton a little bit. It's probably a few Ks up the road.
Yeah.
And they were running up there or walking up there, whatever it was, and the coach has got them doing the haka in the middle of the road. And they just reckon cars are tooting them, going off at them, and it was just the most bizarre experience.
What the hell?
And I'm just trying to picture this bloke, like Spider Everett now looks quite well put together and all that. But you got to think of him back then, dreads, tats everywhere, doing the haka. Like, just the
you would have been scared.
Exactly, the most bizarre thing. And I live probably 2 minutes from there now, so I drive past quite a bit, and I'm thinking, I can't imagine watching this happen. Like, imagine looking out now and see Jack Steele doing the haka in the middle of the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a different time. So that was pretty funny. So that was a good episode there. I love those three.
Have you found any trouble with the Zoom, doing it over Zoom?
Yeah. So Tony Liberatore was the big one for me. So a lot of these guests as well, like we've just so Kath Loughnane was good. She helped us get Brad Johnson, Tom Morris, and there's another one as well, like, with the Fox Footy crew. She helped a lot with them. Ben Waterworth. Yep. So I think Ben actually put us on the Kath. So Ben sort of was a catalyst for it, actually. And then Kath got us the other two, because we just sort of said, hey, Kath said you'd be happy to come on. And they're like, I don't know if they were genuinely happy to, if they're kind of like, well, if Kath said it, we kind of have to now. But anyway, it worked out well for us, so we'll take it. But we got Libba on, and Libba was an interesting one because I think Libba was good friends with my cousin's girlfriend's dad. So weird connection. But she said, I see Tony all the time. He comes to my house. I could probably get him on.
Oh.
And I don't want to get my hopes up. I'm like, yeah, whatever. And anyway, he came on. So I got his number.
Yep.
She goes, you've got to call my dad, because my dad wants you to shout out Tony's business just to say thank you for coming on.
Yep.
So that's right. So I called this girl's old man.
Yep.
Then he gave me Tony's number, and I had to call Tony Liberatore. So I'm sitting on my couch shitting myself, like, because I'm ghost calling him. He doesn't know I'm calling him. I'm ghost calling him right now. I'm like, oh God. I ring him and say, hey, Tony, I spoke to blah, blah, blah. He said you'd be happy to come on. He goes, yeah, that's fine, no problem. And we organise it. I'm looking forward to it. The day arrives. We're getting ready to record. The Zoom comes up. I'm sitting there and we're waiting for him. It's like, just say 7 o'clock recording time.
Yep.
It's 7:15. Still no Tony Liberatore. 7:30. Still no Tony Liberatore. And I'm like, oh God, what's going on here? No. I ring him. I text him. I'm like, hey, mate, you still coming on? I'm just getting the one-word answers. Yeah. Okay. Like, just, you know when it feels like they don't want to come on? I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah.
Then we get him on. We can't hear his sound. I'm thinking, he's probably so frustrated right now. He doesn't want to do this as it is, and he can't hear us, and it's just a technical nightmare. All these problems. We got him on. He ended up just being the classic older bloke. that doesn't text properly. Like
Yeah.
he had no issue
Okay,
going on, and
yeah.
it was fine. And he was actually really great. He was unreal. But
The old
nerves-
thumbs up.
the old thumb. I got a thumbs up. I can show you the message. I got a thumbs up, and I kid you not, I was drenched in sweat, like just from nerves, because I was so nervous. I'm like, he doesn't want to come on. I feel like I'm bothering him, and it was just all this was going on. And it was the same weekend that his son was playing in the grand final.
Oh.
So I thought he's probably got a lot going on right now because it was our grand final episode, and it was Melbourne Bulldogs that week.
Yep.
So it was interesting, but that was a technical nightmare for us because I was just so nervous. I was going to piss off Tony Liberatore.
Yeah.
Like, he was a bull as well. I thought he's going to come to my house and dump tackle me or something. I was
He
scared.
owns a cleaning business, doesn't he?
He does. I might do that, but I remember the business I shouted out at the time was commercial first aid kits.
Yeah. Oh, that's the one. Defibs. He does defibs.
Yeah, so
that's
those
right.
defibs and stuff like that. So we shouted that out as well, which I don't think he knew we were going to do because he seemed actually quite pleasantly surprised that we did it. And I was like, they're not a sponsor of ours, but we just want to say a big shout out to them, you know what I mean? So I think it was just, I don't know, I think he appreciated it. So
good.
No, it was nice.
Now we'll talk about how you're saying all this, like on your podcast, saying like being comfortable talking to other guests and just knowing who they are, how big they are, and what they're going to say, and that. Our fearless host here, Up the Guts,
Here we
Tricky,
go.
has every time there's a guest on here. We'll talk about the sweating point of view because those armpits are Niagara Falls by the end of the episode, and just stutters a little bit and he gets a little bit jolty. Like you could just see, not here now because he knows it quite well, but like just with Nick Foot, Doz and D, like it was just getting a little bit jolty. Is there any tips that you give to our host to just relieve the stress levels of a guest coming on to Up the Guts?
Well, I reckon if you watch any of the ones of me, you'll see I'm probably doing the same thing. So I might be the wrong person to ask. But I reckon the one thing that sort of always worked well with me was I noticed when I started, like the first probably 2 or 3 questions I would ask.
Yep.
They're bullshit. Like I've stuttered through them. I've just spit it out.
It can take a while to ease into it. Once you get that first one going and you flow, I find sometimes.
Exactly. And for me, it all depends on the guest too. If you feel like you're getting a lot back from them, you just end up having a conversation. It doesn't feel like a recording anymore.
Yep.
Yeah. So for me, I think the biggest thing is, and I feel weird giving advice because we're like, I think the biggest thing is like just picture every time that you have a guest on, like, it's hard because there's lights and cameras and everything. But you know what I mean? But pretend you're just having a chat with them and it's just, a conversation and whatnot. And it's usually fine. And the thing I've always thought is if they've agreed to be there, like they're happy to be there. You know what I mean? Like they're going to say no, or as I've experienced most of the time, a lot of no responses. If they don't want to come on, they won't come on.
Yep.
So I try to look at it that way. It took me a long time, but I think about it now and I'm like, well, they're here.
Exactly.
They're obviously happy to chat. They're not going to be rude or give me donuts or not want to talk to me. They've come, out of their way or logged on to Zoom and had a chat with me. So yeah, that's the biggest advice. Just remember they want to be there.
I found at the start when I was doing it, I could introduce them, but then I didn't know how to do the first part.
First question?
Yeah, how to carry.
Yeah. Yeah. So you, like, for example, would just say like, oh no, Richo's my favourite player of all time. So you'd be like, oh, Richmond's leading goal kicker, blah, blah, blah. Matthew Richardson, welcome to the show. And then it's kind of like, where to now?
Yeah, that's where I found sometimes I've stumbled.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh no.
Yeah. I've got that one.
I always say something, but I'm just like, that's not what I wanted to say.
Yeah. How do you go at the end? Because I stumble a lot at the end. Like I don't know how to wrap it up.
I always just go, that'll be it for this week, guys. Then I plug our socials.
Yeah.
Say what we might have coming up in store, and then thank them for coming on. Get them to plug their socials.
Nice.
And I think I normally end it pretty well.
Yeah. I think you end up pretty well with the plugging in the socials and wrapping it up very
You do
well.
need to plug the socials.
Yeah.
I feel that is a big one because I don't know. I feel like you want to grow. That's the only way to grow these days is social media. So you definitely need to do that. It's funny. We've had a couple because like most of our interviews have been Zoom. The space we've had, like you just couldn't have anybody there. So it was real awful for a while, but we've on Zoom for most of them. And like we've been wrapping them up and we'll be like, all right, like, thanks for the episode, blah, blah, blah. We'll chat to you all next week. End it. But then sometimes like we'll kind of plan on having a chat with them after the episode and just like without recording. But sometimes they'll just log off.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then they're gone. And then I'm like, oh, I'm not going to call them back. Like,
Good chat.
Yeah. I'm like, and then I'm like, I hope they were happy with that. And like, you know what I mean? And then it's like, I feel really awkward as well messaging saying, hey, like, do you mind sharing the episode on your socials and stuff like that? Whereas when I'm talking to them, I'm like, It's easy. I feel like it's easier to tell them than which is weird because you think messaging would be easier.
Yep.
I feel more comfortable speaking. As weird as that sounds.
Yeah.
But I understand what you mean. Going back to the starting the episode, that's why I get Marcus to do a lot of them for me because I struggle. I struggle big time.
Yeah, that first opening sentence can really set it, and it's just like if you stumble that, you're like, oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't
you're
worry.
like, oh,
Connor and
it's gonna be a
I
long
sit
haul.
here and we know. We know.
And then
we
you
just
take
say
it.
anything.
And then you guys take it from
I'll
there.
just give him a little kick under the table. I'm like, he's nervous.
Yeah. But it's fair enough. Like it's like you said, you're speaking to someone like you don't know exactly how they're going to respond, if they're going to be what you hope that would be. It's just a lot of nerves involved. So it's completely understandable. And like I said, I reckon I butcher all the beginnings, which is why if you know, I'll never intro the show.
Yeah.
I rarely do it.
Very good.
So,
What'd you guys get up to on the weekend though?
what did I get up to on the weekend? I went to.
You at the SBs, I see.
I was about to say, I was. I was at the
Esplanade.
I was at the
my
Esplanade on the
home.
weekend, which it's funny for those that know me quite well. Know I normally despise the SB. Now I'll tell you why. I've got good reasons.
He loves it.
No, see, here's the thing. Beautiful venue. Couldn't be a better spot, right? Music's great. Everything about it's great. My biggest pet peeve, and maybe I'm just being petty or a bit precious here. I hate lining up for places. Oh yes, right. And
We've got similarities here.
yeah, and I can't think of a venue that for me is worth lining more than 25 minutes for.
Yes.
And if you get to the SB past a certain time of the day, the line goes around the corner.
There's about an hour and a half peak hour in the moment.
Yeah.
I reckon it's between about 9:15, about 10:15. And it's peak hour.
And it goes right around the corner.
Yep.
And if it's a nice day, it's way earlier. It's like 5 o'clock.
Yep.
And that's the only reason I can't stand the SB because it's always packed. And they've got no problem with cramming it in. Like you'll be standing there waiting in line for a drink for 25 minutes. You'll be like sardines.
Yeah, they'll get you in.
They'll get you in. Oh, you'll get in eventually for sure. And then when you're in, you have to wait another hour to get a drink. So if you're there during the day, it's probably the best venue to be at.
And it's the same people at the SB too.
Oh, yeah.
All the staff is the same people.
You know who you're going to get every time.
You know the big security guard out the front that lets you in that checks your ID? Looks like the big show
With the
from
goatee.
WWE.
The goatee? Yeah, he was there. He was there on Saturday. And there's a guy who, I wish I knew his name to shout him out, but he does. So I would normally start my night, I'll have a couple of beers, and then I start to get a bit bloated, so I'll go to something like a vodka lime soda or something like that. But I've been loving my Aperols lately. My Aperol spritzers, or I got a limoncello spritz the other day, and this bloke behind the bar does the best cocktails. And I got to just shout him out. I don't know his name, but he's an unreal cocktail maker. He does a good job. He put so much thought and care into it. I loved it. So, I was at the SB on the weekend, which is a bit of fun. And then Sunday, I had a bit of a return drinks to the footy club, actually, which is a bit of fun as well. Yeah.
Nice.
So where are you playing footy?
Elsonwick Footy Club.
Yep.
Yeah, so in the VAFA, in the Ammos up there. So, it's a bit of fun. Just got all my mates from school pretty much are all there now. So, I'm 26, so everyone's starting to sort of dwindle. So, footy club sort of keeps us all together, which is good. Good. It was a bit of because pre-season after Christmas starts next week, I believe. So, it's kind of like a welcome back. So,
good.
Yeah, what'd you go up to?
Yeah. Saturday, full day of cricket. Clyde v Devon Meadows, arch rivals. We snagged it off by 19 runs.
Devon are missing me. Clyde's my bunny. I'm telling you.
Oh, please.
So you play for Devon?
He's
I play for
Clyde.
Clyde.
I was Devon when I played.
Yeah.
I won a grand final against them.
So
the rivalry.
So we're actual rivals, Clyde and Devon Meadows at the cricket clubs. It's always been a rival because we're neighbours. We know each other. Neighbours, and we're like we all know each other, and we all hang shit on each other. But the rivalry grew bigger, like within 2018-19 season. Was
there a flag involved?
I think, was it 2008? No, it would have been later than that. It would have been 2020.
Was it the one when
Yes.
Yeah, that was
2021? Because it was all one days, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2020, 2021.
Yeah, so 2020-2021 season was all one days because it was in the COVID season.
I was covering cricket that year.
Yes,
it was.
And
what a year.
It was in B grade, and it was the grand final ended up in a draw. And the way they sort the winner is by whoever finished highest on the ladder.
Oh, I remember that. That was,
Yes.
So was that you?
Yeah, so hear me out. Hear me out. I didn't celebrate it first. So at first,
I think you were more shocked that
Yeah,
you
no,
made
so-
it up and back. And
No,
they're
I
2
took-
metres away from the stumps, pinging it at the stumps or run out, and they miss.
I went out there and was like, I've got to play tippity here, pretty much. So I was dropping and running everywhere, taking the most riskiest singles. And then I hit this last one, and it's on record, and my mate's recording it. He's going, oh, no, I'm scared. Then I make the run, and I hear everyone just start, getting up and about, cheering. And I go to the umpire, it's a go here. It's a draw. He goes, oh, no matter what, you win.
Oh,
yeah. And then
so you didn't know at the time.
No, so I hit that to draw it. The next ball, the guy on strike gets bowled.
Yep.
Oh wow. Yep. So you technically won the match.
Yeah.
Jeez, I gotta know.
All by percentage. Yep.
Yeah. Well, it is. I don't like ending the season that way. I mean, I'm sure you'll take it now.
I'll take it. Yeah.
How'd it feel? Like afterwards? Like was everyone getting around you?
Yeah. No, everyone was getting around me 100%. Yeah. What are you laughing at, mate?
It's the biggest bullshit in the world. Like, honestly, it was the biggest. What did you play? A flick shot, wasn't it?
Which one? The one I got the wing? No.
Winning runs, wasn't it? What was it?
Just a bloody little jab to mid on.
Was it? Yeah, it was like little on drive sort of thing, and then you're running.
Yeah.
Yeah, big podge tricky. Trying to run down the other.
That was fattening.
Trying to run down the other end. Bloke has a ping at the stumps at the bowls and misses, goes to fine leg, and then you come back for a second. And then the guy throws it at the keeper's end. The keeper drops it. And the guy, I don't know, from the other guy that was next to the keeper picks up and throws a pip of the stumps a metre away, misses.
There was two edges. There was two edges through slips during that too.
It was ridiculous.
And what was your reaction at the time? Were you just, man.
I won my grand final. I played AB. I played C grade and I won. And he played B grade. And I'm just like, I'm happy. I won my grand final.
So you both won.
Yeah.
Yeah, you both won.
Looking at this game, I'm like, this is fucking shit.
Yeah,
what's happening?
It was really weird, but I'm like, I'll take it.
Oh, absolutely.
I was about
absolutely.
When you said it was a draw, I was about to say, how do you decipher that? But I do. Yeah, it rings a bell now. I remember that. It was decided by whoever finished on most percentage.
It was a strange game, but it was eventful.
I tell you what, if they had to come to it, I would take the other end by myself. Set me in. I was on.
Here we go.
I was on. But how did you go on the weekend, mate?
Yeah, not too bad.
We played two games.
Yeah, and then we had on Sunday, we had a exhibition match between Clyde and Devon Meadows again.
Yeah.
And we do this, we've started this since last season. I don't know, I think it's for a charity or something like that.
Yeah. Well, it used to be Family Day, didn't it?
Family Day, and we all raise money and all stuff like that for a charity. I'm not sure which one it is. If I'd know, I'd shout it out. And it was a very good day. It was an absolute slogfest. It was called the 100. It's a new big bash they do in England. And it's called the 100. Yeah. 100 balls per side, 5 ball overs.
Oh, yeah.
So it adds up to 20 overs.
Yeah.
And it was an absolute slogfest. Everyone took the piss. Sixes were just being flown everywhere. I didn't get a chance to bat, so I was pretty pissed off. So I went, I'm going my hardest at bowling here.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm coming off stick steps. I'm just bowling darts. I couldn't be bothered coming off my 20 because my calf was nearly off the bone. And I'm thinking, let's do it. Let's absolutely ramming at the stumps. Managed to get one. I was pretty happy. Weird ball though. Played with an orange ball.
Why?
Don't know. It was a 2-piece too, so it swung from WA to New South Wales. It was ridiculous.
So they should have put the old electrical tape on it.
Now, when I was commentating in Case South Melbourne during this time, I was copying messages left, right, and centre. Former person on this podcast, Dangerous Dill. Dangerous Dill.
Sacked.
As he likes to call himself.
He was sacked.
Was he giving you a bit over the fence?
He was. Yeah, he was.
What was he giving? Because he was sending me videos going, "You're shit, Holty, you're shit." And then he sends me a video going, he's just celebrating, turned around and gave me the birdie from up in the top of the stairs.
Oh, it was great. Yeah, he needed it.
Then he sends me a video. He's zoomed in on you after you take your wicket. He goes, "All right, Holty, shit gets wickets."
It wasn't shit. It was a lovely slow ball. And Churchy from the football club's just played across the line. It's gone straight up in the air, and I'm like, perfectly planned.
I've just said back to him going, "Oh, Holty, poor bloke."
Oh, yeah.
You got copped it left, right, centre.
Yeah, I was.
And then you went and fielded near him on the bench.
Yeah, I did. I wasn't impressed that I got put out there because I was like, I got to get closer to this wanker.
What type of stuff was he saying?
I just
I know he would want to shout out.
I just hate when he shouts out Holty. He absolutely screams it out of the top of his lungs. And there's a big crowd there.
Yeah.
And everyone's he's shouting, Holty! I'm just like, no one knows who the fuck Holty is at the cricket club. Stop saying it. And he's just going, Holty! Every 3 seconds. I'm like, oh, this is annoying. I can't concentrate. I can't hear myself
doing your head in.
I'm like, a celebration needs to come here.
And straight to him it went.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no worries. Yep,
No.
catch was taken.
Straight
Done.
to him.
Straight to him.
Yeah, you got to
Done.
let him know. You've got to absolutely let him know. I want to ask you boys just quickly as well while we're on the conversation of cricket because I'd mentioned before I'm not a cricketer myself.
Yep.
We've got you reminded me with the charity game. So we've got a memorial game that we play with the Elsternwick Footy Club, plays with the Elsternwick Cricket Club.
Yep.
Once a year. I played last year. I gave myself a crack. I thought, this is my first game of cricket. Let's see how we go.
Oh, I can feel this is going to be a funny story.
Yeah, it's not great. So of course, I'm wearing someone else's pads and I'm a short guy. So the pads, of course, are way too big. So trying to imagine me running pads that are too big, already not a good start. My batting form is wildly terrible. Like it's the worst thing you've ever seen. Not to mention, you want to know how I went out?
Oh, no.
Don't tell me you hit your own stumps.
Baby, I hit my own stump.
I guessed it.
I could be wrong. I could be just putting a bit more mail on the story, but from memory, no one was even bowling to me at the time. I think I was just standing there and just like swung back a bit and knocked my stumps off. Anyway, so that was last year. The New Year's rolled around, and of course, the clubs put the shout out for more players to come back. And stupid enough, I put my hand up the line again.
Just maybe a step more forward this time.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what. I checked the team sheet because like they named more than 11. They put like just 13, 14 blokes, and everyone has a bit of a turn of everything. And I had a look, and I had my name, Quinn De Luca, and then in brackets next to it, not allowed to bat.
Let's go.
So basically, I know I'm going to be in the outfield somewhere. Any tips for fielding?
Bend down, pick up the ball, and just piff.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
I think that one I can handle.
Yep.
But yeah, I've been. I was relegated.
Just put a
straight
leg behind
away.
it, mate, so it doesn't go anywhere.
It's I remember once upon a time I did think I'd love to play cricket. A few of my mates played, and I'm like, I thought I didn't play juniors. I'm like, but surely it can't be that hard, can it? And then after that experience last year, I'm glad I never.
It's definitely a talent.
Yeah, I'm glad I never picked up the sport. I don't know. It's something about I kept saying on the day, and like I used the excuse, I'm like, Italians don't play cricket, mate. What are you talking about?
Now, obviously, like I said, I got to commentate Case South Melbourne.
What do we got here? My
And I
cricket.
just want to touch on a bit of what I experienced.
Here we go.
So I got to commentate 300s across 2 days. There was 600 plus runs made across 2 days. It was literally amazing. So one of the centuries from a Melbourne player was Lil. He made 104. Then Casey South Melbourne. So then, funnily enough, with 7 overs to go on Saturday, Melbourne declared and put us in for 4 overs to try and get a wicket early overnight to try and rattle us.
Oh, right.
That shit doesn't
So it didn't work. But then we lost 2 early wickets. But what I want to comment on is our 3rd wicket partnership is a record 75-year record breaking partnership.
Jesus.
They made 249 runs between each other. One of them, Harish Cannon, who's 19, I believe, made 103 off 213.
Jeez.
And the way you brought it up was insane. He went 4-6-4 in back-to-back 3 balls. That was to bring up his 100.
Just to get the strike rate up.
And then
You take that, absolutely.
and then the captain, Michael Wallace, made 140 off 238.
Oh, well done.
Wow.
And we ended up, Case South Melbourne, who I represent, ended up winning, and that we're 11th and Melbourne is 2nd.
Oh. So you had no right winning that game.
No way. We had no right.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Very good. That was at Casey too?
Yeah, it was like, it was getting really nervous because when both of those boys went out, I was like, oh no.
Yep.
I don't know if you know Fergus O'Neill played a bit with
Fergus
Victor.
O'Neill, yeah.
He
I
was
do
bowling
know.
for Melbourne.
Yep. Oh, good.
So yeah. But there was nothing on that wicket. Absolutely nothing. But it was just amazing to watch.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And where was his? Was it Casey Fields?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Casey
Nice.
Fields don't really tend to show a lot when it comes to the bowling side of things. Like, not real turn, no real bounce, like just nothing, just flat and dry, just Monash Freeway. Yep.
But it was amazing just to hear when they put up 334.
Yeah.
And I heard between our club, they're like, we're pretty confident. I'm like, it's 334 and you're confident. Like, we'll get this.
It's a road.
I know, but it's
Casey
Melbourne.
Fields.
They're supposed to be second.
Straight up
If
and
they
down.
won that, they'll go into top.
Oof.
Yeah, geez, that's a bold statement though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just
But
like,
good on him for the confidence.
Yeah, it was.
That's a lot of.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I know if I was walking in
Absolutely.
with that score against me, and where I am on the ladder.
Even if I was a coach. Whoa.
Yeah, you'd be. Yeah.
Anything over 250, I'd go, yeah, that's worrying.
That's what, you almost have nothing else to say, but we'll be right.
Yeah.
Just hope it pays off.
Just go with the flow.
now before we get into our preview, I want to put in a scenario that happened to me on the weekend. I want to see if it's happened to any of you guys.
Here we go.
So about 3:30, 4 a.m. in the morning. I've gone to Macca's. My mate, we're taking care of my mate who's absolutely blind. So I get my food. I sit down with him. Actually, no, I order it. Then I go sit down with him. Then I go back up to see how long the food is. Then it comes. I go back. He's not in the same spot. There is this guy wearing the exact same shirt as him.
No way.
Exact same haircut. And I walk up to him because I know
is-
when he's drunk, he's really annoying.
that's
I go up to him and I tap him on the shoulder like this going, Holty, Hodgie, stop annoying people. Turns around, wasn't him.
Oh, that's embarrassing.
And I'm like, oh, so sorry, mate. He's like, nah, all good, mate. And then I'm just like, I told my mate, he goes, nah, that's him. I'm like, well, I've just gone up to him. I can guarantee you it wasn't
not him.
But have you ever mistaken someone for someone like that in an embarrassing situation?
Yeah, I have.
Absolutely.
I have.
For
I don't know if it was quite like that one where the clothing and all that was exactly the same. But I remember I saw someone's face at a bar and it was, I think I hugged him from memory. Like I've just gone up behind and given the old hug. Giving the old hug from
Personal
behind.
touch.
And then I was like, oh wow, you're not who I thought you were. And yeah, it was quite embarrassing. But yeah, no, I've done that once before. Yeah, not good.
But yeah, we did end up losing him for about 10, 15 minutes.
I was about to ask, that's what I'm curious about. Where did he go?
Gave him a call.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, Hodgie, where are you? On the grass. Gonna need a bit more description, mate. Whereabouts? Out the front. Again, gonna need a bit more description. Then my mate goes, oh, I found him. He's laying face first down the grass outside of Macca's, near the road, and he's just laying there. And we're going, what are you doing? And he starts laughing. He goes, I don't even know.
At least he wasn't annoying anybody.
Yeah,
out
but
there.
he was just laying. I'm like, how did you get from there to there in that short amount of time?
Yeah, bizarre. Quick movement on his behalf.
What?
And not only that, quick movement on the bloke that sat in his spot in the exact. I want to know if they crossed paths, looked at each other, gave each other the nod, like same haircut, same shirt. Yeah, you're up, mate.
Cut.
Yeah, you're in. It was like the extra, the film extra.
Now, do you want to start your Collingwood preview?
Preview for 2023.
Obviously, you've got your notes, haven't you?
Oh, absolutely. They're massive. They're full.
Wouldn't be like you to come unprepared.
See, can you hear them?
There's plenty there.
For Collingwood 2023, obviously didn't get too far within the prelim. Apparently it was Collingwood's grand final this year, apparently, but sorry, got to play outside of Melbourne sometime. 2023.
Shout out to Jared Davis for that. Remember when he came on, he's like, "Yeah, we won it.
Yep.
We won it."
You called it early.
Yeah, he's like, actually, take it back. He said, if we win the prelim, we've won it.
Yep.
And he goes, actually, I think we've won it now.
Yep.
That was before the prelim. And I'm like,
That's
no,
right.
okay, now you've just jinxed it.
2023 for the side-by-side Collingwood Magpies, I reckon they'll finish...
What did we finish? We finished fourth.
Finish fourth.
Yeah.
Because we played you first in the... Was it quali?
Yeah.
Yeah, quality. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
They were
the
both
that
good.
was the best final of the whole of 2022. Yeah, the whole final.
He's had that
series.
knack of coming back. It was.
Yeah. I reckon there's an arch rival.
I had about
between
15.
Magpies and
I had
Giants.
about 15 close call heart attacks. I reckon.
Yeah.
Oh, mate.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
It was
intense.
I was getting
Yeah.
a bit worried that final when DeGoey kicked those two in the last quarter. Like, I was getting very worried.
Yeah. Oh, it was intense.
Oh, yeah. And, I reckon they'll finish about the same spot again.
So top four, you reckon?
Top four. I reckon they'll finish third. They won't get the top two. They'll get the away, like, obviously you get the top two home advantage in the double chance. I reckon they'll get the away.
Mm-hmm.
And I reckon you'll make the big dance as
Ooh.
well with Brisbane. I reckon it'll be Brisbane Collingwood.
Hang on. Did you not just say you caught a back-to-back for Geelong and now you're saying you're not even making the grand final?
Well, I reckon it will be. I just reckon it'll be something different this year. I know I'll say back to back, but that was when I had about 19 to about 20 Jack Daniels down my gullet.
Yep, fair enough.
And Geelong had just won by about 80 points.
Yes,
so,
I
yeah.
called back to back, but I reckon it'll be Brisbane Collingwood, and I reckon you'll get in there quite easily. Seriously, I reckon you will.
Wow.
You'll win the first qualifying, and boom, straight in. Prelim then grand final. I reckon player to look out for. Ash Johnson, is it?
Yeah, I like that.
I reckon he will be contention of Coleman, if not very good forward.
All right.
Yep.
And someone who needs to lift.
Oh, someone that needs to lift, Nick Dacos.
Honestly, piss off. You know that's just going to annoy me.
That's why I said it.
No, but
Nick
seriously.
Is there any room for him to lift?
I reckon someone that needs a lift. Oh, gee, I don't really pay attention to Collingwood list.
Coxie.
Oh, nah, Coxie only does the things that he does, and that's just pure garbage. Darcy Cameron.
All right, okay. But
Darcy Cameron, be a better ruckman.
Be a better ruckman.
Yep.
All right.
Yep, be more tactical.
I'll cop that.
Yep.
What do you think of his preview so far? Any comments on what he said?
Shit.
Yeah, it's garbage. I hated that. Collingwood's been the one I cannot put a finger on because if you look at like where they finished this year.
See, I don't pay attention to them much, but they're just there. They're competitive and they're there.
They're always there.
Yeah.
They're always competitive. I can't take that away from them. But I look at it like this. They won how many games by like less than 6 points?
Oh, it was double figures.
Yeah. If half of those go the other way, you potentially don't make finals. And I'm just thinking, I think the fact that you can win in close games and come in clutch like that means that you are a good side. I think you will play finals.
But at the same time, should have we been in that situation anyway in some of the games?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, exactly. So that's why it's a hard one for me to pick. I think you will play finals. I think you'll finish just outside the top four. Though.
I agree with that
think you'll
one.
be about 5th or 6th, I reckon.
Well, I had Carlton 5th in my preview, then probably I reckon us behind them.
Yeah, I can see the Blues finishing up high as well this year.
But showing in your Maggies.
No, but I don't know. It's just like those close finishes.
I reckon third.
I reckon it's one of those ones where he doesn't want to talk too highly in case it backfires. So if you say about that comfortable,
that's me with
smart. It's tactics. It's all tactics.
I was nervous walking into grand final. I did not expect that 80 points.
I don't think anybody did. Like that was nuts.
That was pretty nuts. But like going back to Collingwood, like as I said, they're just there, but I don't see their list much. But I reckon, what's the coach's name again? Sorry,
Craig McRae.
I reckon he'll review last season and he will point a way out how to make those close wins a bit of a bigger win. So probably they were all within 6 points. Like he'll probably want to bounce them to about a 3-goal win, and that's where I reckon you'll get your percentages from. So a bit more of a tactical play, a bit more aggressive play. So you add that more points and you get that percentage. That's why I put you third. I did have you third on paper, but I left my shit at home. So.
Well, see, I can see that though. Like I said 5th or 6th, but if they finish third, that would not surprise me in the slightest. So that's why Collingwood for me is probably the hardest team to sort of pick just because of their last year. But for me, I reckon if I had to choose as well a player to watch, it's Dan McStay. Purely because we know what we're going to get from McStay, but for so long I've heard Collingwood supporters say, if only we had a good key forward. Now you've got one. I want to see what difference he makes because I love Checkers. I reckon my Check's a gun. But along with a key forward alongside him, I'm curious to see how the dynamic works. Yeah,
I would say Isaac Quainer. Have you seen the nick he's come back in?
The player to watch for me, the only reason I would say Isaac Quainer is just pure eye candy, mate. He's unreal to look at. He's built like a brick shithouse, mate. He's an absolute.
Now you played footy
Adonis.
with Maynard, didn't you?
I went to school with Braden.
Yep.
Yeah, so me and Braden went to school together, same year level and everything like that. Played footy against him. I played with him at school, but
he's pretty big too.
He's huge. I'll tell a quick one on Braden. So because I'm not close mates with him, but I got friends that are very close with him. So we always cross paths once in a blue moon. And there was a game where at the time he was playing for Hampton Rovers and I was playing for Bowie Sharks back in the day. And it was junior footy. It was like under 17s or whatever it was. He was right in the middle of sort of TSC Cup. He was sort of playing for the like the All-Australian squad, all that sort of stuff, and really wasn't supposed to be playing local footy. But he's rolled up this game, and of course he's a half back. I'm a forward, so I was playing half forward in the day. We line up on each other, and at this point, like I don't know that he's going to become the player he did. I knew he was good. I didn't know he was going to become what he's become now, obviously. But I'm playing alongside him, and he goes to me. Because I said, what are you doing? You're not supposed to be playing, are you? He goes, not really. He goes, but I'm just going to take it easy. I'm just going to cruise around. More just here just to fill numbers and cruise around. I'm like, oh, fair enough. He goes, I'm not going to chase you, so do whatever you feel like. It's all good. I'm like, all right, this could be, just a good chance for me to look a little bit better than I am. For a bloke that wasn't trying, he made me look like a 2-year-old out there. Like it was, I've never looked worse at football in my entire life than playing. He was.
Did you get one on him or not?
Oh, I don't believe so. Like, mind you, though, the team he played for as well, like, I don't think lost a game all season. They was all the way through, won the flag. Yeah, so they were one of those merged teams. They merged. I think Hampton merged with like East Brighton that year, and both teams were like top of the ladder the year before. Then they've merged.
That's handy.
It was. It was bullshit.
Yeah.
It was bullshit. And the worst part was my uncle was coaching that team. So he was coaching against me at the time.
Even better.
Yeah, so it was salt in the
Even better.
wound. But he tore me to shreds. So Maynard he's a freak.
So he's always been a gun.
Yeah, always been a gun. Always been big as well. Like you can see he's hard nut and big at it. I just think he doesn't think when he goes into a contest, which is why he goes so hard at the ball. Because most people with a bit of rationale will be like, I could really hurt myself here. Well, I don't think that goes through his head at all.
No, not a chance.
It never looked like it did either, even from back in high school. So yeah.
All right, so obviously I have Essendon, and I reckon where they lack is key defensive stock. So obviously I read down Jordan Ridley. They've labelled him as a key defender. I don't think he's a key defender.
Nah.
They got Laverde, James Stewart, Zerk Thatcher, Reed. That's about it. So I think they really lack in that key defensive spot. Midfield, they're all right, I think.
The mids are actually pretty good. I think if Dylan Shield as well can get a bit better with his accuracy, he's a bit of a butcher.
Yep.
But his run and he's just gaining the football is so good at that. But it's just his disposal is a little bit off.
Their X factor is Sam Draper.
100%. He was at the SB on Saturday night.
Oh,
Guys.
not surprised.
Shit.
Yeah. And you know that big bouncer you were talking about too?
Yep.
Straight up, the handshake. How are you, mate? Let him straight in,
Oh,
cut the
fuck
line.
it. Jesus. He would have been big. Sam Drake would have been bigger than him.
Yeah, huge. Yeah.
yeah.
So how tall is he
Towed him.
in real life? Like,
I mean, I'm a short guy, so I'm probably the worst person to compare to because I'm looking up at everybody.
well, I think I know how much did he tower over the security?
He was nearly about half, if not a full shoulder length.
Because that big show bloke, he's huge.
He's big. He's a
massive.
big boy. Yeah. And Drapes
scares me.
is at least half a head, if not a full head taller than him. He was big.
He was big.
And Noah Bolter was also there, the Tigers.
Yep.
And another bloke that was there, AFL player-wise, that I saw was on Richmond's list as well. He was with Bolter. Mate Kalina. I don't know if you blokes have
I
heard
haven't
of
heard
him.
that name.
No, I haven't heard of that.
He's one of those blokes. He was playing basketball in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Bit of a Mason Cox. So if he plays AFL, I don't know if he will. If he plays and makes our AFL list and plays a game, he'll be the tallest person to ever field an AFL side.
Seriously, over
Yeah.
Aaron Sandlands.
Yeah, bigger than Sandilands, bigger than Cox. He's huge, but I've never really seen him play footy. I don't know if he's any good.
So over the 200 centimetre mark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big boy. So he was bigger than Drapes, but I never saw him stand up. He was only sitting down the whole time. But Drapes is massive. Sorry to go on a tangent there, but
That's
you're in
all right.
the Essendon preview.
I feel like people second half of the year hyped Essendon up,
They did a lot.
and I
Right when they started to win
don't see it.
I don't see it either. I think the year before the year before they played finals. I think that was a fluke.
And it was disgraceful what happened to Rutten.
Yeah, and I'm glad Truck's got a coaching job. He's back with the Tigers actually, and I was dirty because I like Rutten a lot. I don't being a Richmond supporter as well. I have nothing to like about Essendon, and I've made that quite vocal a lot of times as well. But I don't like Essendon in the slightest. But I really felt for Truck, Brett Rutten there.
Well, they got Tip and Woody back.
They do, and they've got a new coach.
Yeah, that could be something good. And already Scott's already put his light on them, throwing blows at training.
Yeah. So, that's another thing. Like, I know it's only, it could mean it could be a good thing, like the competitiveness.
Yeah.
Like, Bombers fans might go,
Well,
that's
Connor,
good.
who's the other guy, he's mad Essendon.
Yes,
liked
he
it.
is.
Yeah, well, see, there you go. I knew there would be people that liked it and people that didn't. But, for me, it's obviously not a good look, but it could mean that competitive drive is there. I did see a few funny comments on social media saying, where was his fight last year?
Yeah, showed more fight here than they did all year.
Yeah, exactly right. So, yeah, it's it could be a good thing for them. I think maybe that competitive drive could be there, which they desperately need.
Yeah, so I don't have them playing finals.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
I have them 11th.
Oh, yeah, so they climb. They climb.
That's generous. I reckon that's very generous.
Where would you have them?
I'd have.
Well, they finished 15th last year.
I'd sit them at the same spot.
I don't know about 15th.
Yeah.
I have them between 15th and 11th. I think not quite that high, but
I'd be
not quite
generous
that
and
low.
give them 13th.
Yeah, I could see 12 or 13 for me. I know we're being very picky with one number, 12
Yeah.
and 11, but I reckon 12 or 13.
It's a massive difference.
Yeah, huge difference, right?
I said it's a person to look out for. I reckon he's nearly ready to explode. I said Archie Perkins.
Yeah,
I really like him.
yeah,
Great
I could
call.
see that. No.
And he can probably run through the midfield a bit now too.
Yeah, well, no, I haven't seen him this preseason, but I'm tipping he's probably put a little bit more size on as well. So
And I said it's a big year because if he breaks into this midfield, he could be anything. Like, I don't know. I said Will Setterfield.
yeah, another one that probably could have been anything.
Yeah, so I don't know why. Well, Carlton obviously had so much mids, but like I don't know why sometimes he wasn't getting a game because even when he played there, he was racking up.
Well, there's a lot of Carlton supporters like, well, I'm surrounded by way too many of them. And a lot of them always, I mean, before last year, obviously with their midfield the way it was, have always said, I don't know why he won't get more of a game. Because, yeah, he's a gun.
Yeah.
He's a gun. It's even like, who's
Obviously,
the
he
other?
was at Giants before that too.
Yeah. Who's the other bloke that St Kilda just picked up as well? Stocker, I think it was.
Yes.
Carlton. He's another one that was like a gun, but couldn't, there's Carlton's new midfield, like you're not getting a game.
And they pushed him to a half back.
And that's not his spot. He needs to be in the midfield. So, yeah, but I think Setterfield is another one. And I reckon he'll explode at the Bombers.
Yeah.
Very good.
Now, do you have a blow up at all?
I actually don't have a blow up.
It's a bit disappointing.
I know, it's disappointing.
Let's make one. It's hard with not much happening at the moment.
What about just going to Dylan?
Yep. Let's do it. Let's do it. Come on. Let's go.
5,
4,
3, 2, 1.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Holty's blow up. Take it away, mate.
Dylan McMahon. Just a fucking shit bloke. I do have one, actually. Kept it a bit quiet. 2-piece cricket balls. Don't play with them. Seriously, don't play with them.
I could see the disdain when you mentioned him earlier.
Oh, it's disgusting. Like, seriously. Orange ball in my Oakley Sunnies. The lenses.
And the lens is orange as well.
Orange.
Yeah.
I couldn't see
yeah.
shit. And Glover Reserve, like, just down the road here, if you know that ground.
I know the ground. I haven't
Yep.
been there, though. I'm going to swing past on the way after
Oh,
this.
if you just see it, there's not one patch of green on there during the cricket summer, but like it sort of gradually gets.
Is it still quick or not?
It's lightning
It's
quick.
still lightning.
It's lightning quick. Like
Your middle and gap. You're just
orange ball goes with the orange grass because it's dead. Like don't play with an orange ball and 2-piece balls. Seriously, I'm sick to death of them. They're fucking shit. It's just another alternative of people that can't swing a 4-piece ball. Play with the 4-piece ball, 2-piece balls in the bin.
and Dylan McMahon to sum him up.
And Dylan McMahon can go with a 2-piece ball in the bin. See you later. Holty's blow up.
Now you said you had a quiz.
I did have a quiz.
So-
I don't know if this is updated because I left the paperwork at home. I did organise.
So what? Tell us what we're going to do. Obviously, you like to do when we have a guest on Holty's quiz.
Yes.
And what we're going to go against each other.
I do have access to the Up the Guts Instagram page he has given me for the Who Am I's that I've been doing on Insta stories. Did check your Instagram page out. And you are a mad Richmond, as we've been talking about across this episode.
Oh,
so
well, I'm
far.
stuffed already, aren't I?
Yes, so we're going to do a Richmond quiz. So
Yes,
you're
if
going to
I-
have to really try your hardest here.
I don't win this. It's a bad look,
See,
isn't it?
So we're just going our names?
Yeah.
For the buzz?
Yep. So it's not really a buzz. I'm going to give you multiple choice, and you can obviously have a crack at it.
Okay, yep. So
Yeah.
we're going to take in turns having a...
Yep.
Okay.
Good. I like this. I'm not good under pressure, so I like this.
All good. Obviously, I left the paperwork at home, so this is off a website. So I don't know if this is up to date at all. So
That's all right.
all good. Let's have a crack and see if you can get it. All right. Question 1 on Holty's quiz. How many premierships have Richmond
who's
won?
going first? Me?
I'll just go. I'm going to give you multiple choices. So it's either 14.
And then do we buzz in or...
No. Just pick one out of the 4 multiple choices I'm going to give you. So you both can have a choice.
Okay.
All right. So how many premierships have Richmond won? 11, 12, 13 or 14? Oh, are you kidding me?
I know.
Oh, no way.
I'm going 13.
I'll
13?
go 12.
No, 12. Beautiful. And answers will come at the end, okay?
Okay.
So we're just going to keep skipping through. So we'll put 12 for now. And we'll just go next question. All right. Dustin Martin broke a record polling how many Brownlow votes in 2017? 32, 34, 38 or 36?
36.
36, Quinn says.
I feel like it's 38.
38. Do you want to lock that in?
Yeah, just go for
Go
it.
38. Beautiful.
May as well go different.
So we'll go with 36. We'll go by the guests' answers here.
Sounds good.
Question 3. Which Richmond player went on stage with the Killers and sung Mr. Brightside after the 2017 Premiership win?
Jack Rewald.
Jack Rewald.
Okay, we're all going.
Who are the other options? I want to know who
Yeah.
else they wrote down.
All right. Jack Rewald, Dustin Martin, Josh Caddy or Nathan Broad?
I would have loved to see Nathan Broad up there. To be
Tell you
honest
what,
with
Dustin
but-
Martin wouldn't have.
Yeah,
He just
mate. No chance. Yeah, he would have just sat there expressionless.
All right. Who am I? I'll give you the picture, but I won't give you. I'll give you the names.
So does
later.
that?
Can I have a look?
Who is that?
I know him as well.
Have a quick.
I have no idea.
No idea. I'll give you some names now. I think it's Aaron Fiora or Justin Blumfield, Darren Gaspar or Nick Daffy.
Fiora.
Gatsby, I guess. I have no idea.
All right, you're going Gas and you're going Fiora. Beautiful. I don't even know who that is.
Could have been
either,
Daffy. Oh, God.
Oh, shit.
We'll find
I
out.
don't even know who that is either. All right, question 5. Who is Richmond's all-time leading goal kicker?
Oh, I know. Oh, go read through the names anyway.
All
I'll
right.
just double check.
Jack Titus, Matthew Richardson, Royce Hart, or Mr. Handball Kevin Bartlett?
I believe it's Jack.
Titus.
Yeah, sorry, is Redwood on the list? Sorry, Titus. Yeah.
Right, Titus.
I'm the same.
Titus. Beautiful. All good. Awesome. So we'll go Titus with that. This is taking a lot longer than I thought. 10 questions.
I
So,
like this one.
all right. When did Richmond last win the wooden spoon? 07, 03, 05, 04.
07.
07 for Trick.
I try to put these wooden spoons in the past. I don't remember them too well, but I'll go 05 because I have no idea with this one. So I'll go different.
So we'll go 05. Brett Deledio, so question 7. Brett Deledio was drafted by the Tigers with pick 1 in what year?
04.
04, 05, 06, 03. You're going 04.
Yeah, 04.
04. Devon Meadows player 2, Brett Deledio for
He
1
is.
year.
I saw that. I'm obsessed with Deledio. If I'm wrong with this one.
How many games did he play? 3, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think
Only
so.
a couple. He played in the was it the Anzac? He played in the
He
Anzac
did,
Day game.
yeah.
Yeah.
He did quite a bit that day. Question number 8. Oh, no. What have I done here? Oh, okay, good.
Nearly skipped it.
Question number 8. Who is Richmond's all-time games record holder? Bartlett, Titus, Dyer, or Richardson?
Bartlett, KB.
KB. Going KB, Strick?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Go KB for that one. Number 9. Who won Richmond's 2019 Best and Fairest? Grimes, Prestia, Martin, or Edwards?
Prestia.
Prestia.
So
I was at the
DP.
BNF that night. I hope I remember that one.
Good. Are they good nights at the Best and Fairest? I was thinking about going to Geelong's this year.
Yeah, I've only been to the one, and obviously it was a premiership year 2019,
Yep.
so it was pretty good. But everyone's is different. So I know Carlton's ones that I've had people go to reckon that you can go up, you talk to other players. It's unreal. Richmond's one at the beginning, they were kind of like, try not to bother them. They're here to enjoy their night as well. So like, I walk past, I'd say, hey mate, but like I didn't stop them. Yeah. So it depends what you're after a night. I really enjoyed it because I was surrounded by like my heroes. So
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Did you get into any Collingwood ones?
No, I haven't been. I've been to like.
Oh, that's right. You can't get a ticket, can you?
I've been to like the functions.
Gets a free ticket to Collingwood Gold Coast. And
I'll tell you a funny story. Actually, I've had dinner with Dane Swan when they were there, and he eyed off my chicken schnitzel the whole time. I reckon.
he would have eaten it too.
I bet you he would have.
He was eyeing it off, and then
as well,
like
fatty. Yeah.
I didn't notice it, but Mum brought it to my attention later. He goes, "No, Swan, he was looking at you. I think he was eyeing off your schnitzel."
Wendy.
I would have given it to him if I hadn't noticed. Mate, you want a Swanee? Yours,
And then
mate.
it was around that time when he got caught for drinking or something.
Oh.
And then they're like, "Oh, beer, Swanee." He goes, "Oh, better not. Would be pretty rude of me, wouldn't it? Pretty irresponsible. Who's offering me beer here?"
That's unlike him.
Last question here before we reveal answers and the winner of the second Holty's quiz on Up the Guts. Tricky won the first one against Doz and D, so he's in the lead of overall of Holty's quiz. See if you can pinch it, Quinn.
Well, you'd
True or
hope so,
false?
being Richmond. You'd
True
hope
or
so.
false? Marlon Pickett is the first player in VFL AFL history to debut in
True.
a grand final.
True.
First
False.
player in AFL VFL history to
True.
debut. Okay,
I'm gonna go
Tricky's gone
Yeah,
true.
I'll go false.
False.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Question 1.
Yeah, I'm actually nervous. I've got a bunch of these wrong now. And I'm like, oh,
Alrighty.
no, it's not good.
Question 1. Whoa, I don't want to go to the bottom. Hang on a second. Question 1. Tricky went with 12.
Read the question out again.
Went with 13.
Premierships, yep.
So premierships. Quinton, wrong, Tricky, correct.
Oh, bastard.
1 to Tricky. Now moving on to the Brownlow votes with Dustin Martin 2017, record breaking. It was Quinton. Quinn. Why do I keep calling you Quinton?
Big
I
Lynchy.
know.
Big Quinton
I
Lynch.
know.
You and
Quinn,
names.
you went with 36. Tricky went with 38. Tricky wrong, Quinn right. So 1-1 in 2
I knew
questions.
he overtook Swan, I think.
Yeah. Well, I've got the Brownlow stubby.
yeah.
I've got the Brownlow stubby holder and it's got
do.
36 votes on the side. So
Oh,
I
okay.
see it all the time.
Yeah, fair enough.
So obviously question 3, which player sung with Mr.
Jack
Brightside? Jack Reroll.
Jack.
So
Dusty
you're
was a
both-
smoky.
You're both
Yeah.
2-2.
Smoky.
You would have stood there at the mic and gone,
Yellow and black.
yay.
Smoky like Will Ashcroft.
The who am I question? Both wrong. It was Nick
Was it
Daffy.
Daffy? I knew it was Duff. I said it as well, didn't I?
Yeah, you did.
Bastard.
All right. Now moving on to question 5. Both of you were correct with who is Richmond's all-time leading goal kicker, and that was Titus. Titus or Titus. I like Titus.
Titus does sound better, doesn't it?
When did Richmond win the last wooden spoon? Question 6. Quinn wrong, Tricky correct. 07.
Oh, no. I'm upset
Spoon.
that you remembered Richmond's last spoon. Yeah.
And you were both right with question 7 with 04 with Brett Deludio as pick number 1.
Sweet.
Oh, it's actually close.
So
You're winning.
Tricky's in
You're
front
winning.
by 1. Tricky's in front by 1. Who is Richmond's all-time games record holder? You were both correct with Kevin Bartlett. So Tricky's still in front by 1. Question 9. Who won Richmond's 2019 Best and Fairest? You
Prestia?
were both correct with Prestia.
Come on.
It's come down to the last
Oh.
question.
It
What happens if
is-
it's a draw, though? Is there a tiebreaker?
Oh. I'll give it, yeah, okay. I'll try and think of a tiebreaker.
All right.
Okay.
Because we've both got
All
different
right.
answers anyway.
It's either a draw
Or I've won by
or a
2.
win by 2.
Bastard.
Quinn. You are correct. It's a draw.
Oh.
False was the correct answer. Marlon Pickett was not.
It's the first AFL, wasn't he?
First AFL.
That's why I should have
AFL,
noticed
not
when you said
AFL,
VFL, AFL.
That's I listened very closely to make sure I heard the VFL down because I'm pretty sure someone in the 60s did it, but
Yes.
I'm still disappointed. I should have won that.
So, anything else you want to cover? Because I'll look for a question and then we'll bang it off at the end of the episode.
What else? What else to recover? Oh, yeah, so...
You wanted to speak about someone's form on here.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Steve Smith's form in the Big Bash. Back-to-back hundreds. It's unreal. Like, I know you probably can't comment as such.
No. I can because I love Steve Smith.
Okay,
a
yep.
lot of my mates know that. I don't follow much cricket, but I love Steve Smith. I love the way he goes about it. And while I've been watching the tennis more the last couple of days, I did see him come out of the blocks and just fire away. I love to see that. And I love watching when the Aussie players as well come and play in the Big Bash too because you don't get to see it for the first half of the season, so it's good fun.
Yeah, exactly. How we going there, mate? Have you been finding the Oz Open? Have you made your way down to any games or?
Yes, actually. I went to, who did I see? I saw Medvedev against
Medvedev.
John Millman.
Oh, man.
The Aussie, yeah. And I'll tell you what, it was
Who won that?
Medvedev.
Yeah.
He won that. The first set it went for about like an hour and 15 minutes. I thought, we're on for a great game here. The Aussie Millman was really taking it up to him. And then the next 2 sets were over really pretty quickly. Medvedev sort of polished him off. But no, it was a really, really good game.
Any outbursts from Medvedev?
No, I was disappointed.
Yeah.
I really wanted one. I really wanted an outburst because I haven't seen one at the tennis. I've never been to the tennis and seen an outburst, but great. And it was a good day for it too. Like weather was perfect. I mean, the roof was closed, mind you. We're at Margaret Court. Yeah, Margaret Court. Roof was closed, but I love the atmosphere there at the tennis and it was good.
And you plan on going to any other games or?
I do. Well, I haven't physically planned any. I want to, but I know as the tournament gets deeper, the tickets get more expensive and I'll become less likely to go. So I got lucky a couple of years ago. I got gifted a free ticket to a final and I saw Tsitsipas play. It might have even been Medvedev again, actually. I can't remember. I know it was Tsitsipas for sure, though. But, yeah, we'll just see how we go. I'd love to get down, but...
And who wins it?
It's hard to go past Djokovic, isn't it?
Yeah,
like
really.
How many can he win?
Yeah.
Like, you know, and all the other big...
Mr. No Jab.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to be Djokovic, I think. And in the women's, I've really fallen off the face of the earth without. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, neither. I haven't been following tennis as much as I used to.
Yeah, it's a hard one because it's not really accessible throughout the year, and then obviously Oz Open, all of a sudden it's everywhere.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's sort of a bit.
I used to watch every slam.
Yes.
I was like obsessed.
Oh, it's such
French
a great
Open,
sport.
Wimbledon, you name it. I was
Yeah.
watching it. I remember when Sam Stosur beat Serena at the US, and
That was a good win,
I was sitting there watching it that
I remember
morning, and Mum was watching it with me too, and she goes, "Don't worry, you're not going. If this is still going when school starts, you're not going until
That's
until it
so
finishes.
good.
Until it finishes."
You'd have been hoping for it to just never
Yeah,
end.
and then she's like, "I'm sure they'll understand." I'm like, "They won't," but I'm gonna,
Cool and
the
sick.
biceps on Sam Stosur. Oh my god,
yeah.
she was
Big
built like a
ladies.
man.
Oh,
lady.
ridiculous. But like they're so strong though. Even Serena, like talk about biceps. Serena is jacked.
Correct.
They're incredible athletes.
How you going with that question, mate?
Good. I just want to get a second one just in case you both get this right.
How about instead we buzz in this time since the break point?
Nah, this one's more of just guess. I'm not giving you any multiple choice. Just go.
Yeah, no.
for
So,
it.
but like, do you want us to buzz in?
Nah, you just guess how many, and I'll see who's closest.
Oh, okay. Yep.
All right, we'll do this. Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds good.
In the 2004 season for the Richmond Tigers,
I'll see. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yep.
No worries.
Matthew Richardson in round 8 versus the Western Bulldogs kicked a record career amount of goals in this game. How many goals did he kick?
10.
10?
He knows it too.
10?
11.
Well, that was pretty simple. 10 goals in this winner, yeah!
Well, I couldn't really go to say. It'll just beat the purpose. I was originally going to go 12. Well, you'd hope he'd win, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Well done. I am
He
ashamed.
just doesn't like to see me win. That's the thing. So he goes, you know what? I'm going to make it Richmond themed. What's next? Next guest going to come on. They're like, who do you back for? Yep, that's what we're doing.
I was only lucky I was at that game. Otherwise, I probably would have.
You were at that game?
Yeah, I was at that
that would
game.
have been a huge game.
Yeah, it was good.
I wanted to actually
weren't
say
good.
12.
How did he kick the 10th goal? I'll give you an extra point.
It was a set shot.
No.
It was, wasn't it? Oh no! Sorry, it was the one where he picked it up off the ground on the left foot.
Yes.
Sorry. Yes, it was.
Oh, yeah, so we're just dishing out points now. Giving them out for free. No worries. Yeah.
Quinn wins by 2.
Yeah.
Quinn wins by 2.
Yeah, bigger percentage.
Your shoelaces need tied up?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, very good.
But anyways, thank
Very
you for
good.
coming on. You want to plug your socials while you're at it?
Yeah, go.
Oh, I'll have a shameless plug. Absolutely. No worries. So, well, yeah, if we've obviously got another podcast going. It's mostly just football, so we don't know enough topics like you boys do to start delving into other areas. But yeah, we're the Pressure Point Podcast. So I better double check because we have recently had an Instagram name change. So I don't want to get this one wrong because this would be awkward in front of everybody. But
Pressure Point Media.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. So on Instagram, we're just Pressure Point Media. I'm pretty sure that's all our socials as well. And I said
What's
Pressure Point
the
Media,
go
you'll
through
find
for
us.
media? Because now you're more doing like clothing and that too. Is that why you've changed the name? Or is it because you're doing your fan channels and you're putting them two together?
Yeah, so pretty much what the goal is at the moment is Marcus has just started his own fan channel. And I've been doing the Richmond for a while, but not seriously. And this year I'm going to sort of double down and do it pretty well. And we want Pressure Point to almost be like the umbrella company. And then underneath, we want to sort of inherit like other little channels here and there. So our 2 fan channels are like the first couple under there. And that's sort of the big picture plan.
Yep.
It's all slowly happening. But yeah, we'll see how that one goes. So that's why it's Pressure Point Media at the moment, because we're trying to get more than just the podcast in there.
Oh, yeah. Anything else you want to say, Holty?
Before we wrap it up, also Holty's Who Am I as well.
Kicks off tonight again.
Yes, it does. Kicks off.
Theme?
Actually, we'll kick off tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, okay.
Tomorrow night, actually, because it is Monday.
Yep.
Theme.
Theme.
One of my personal most favourite sports and more. No fitness required. We're going to go down that darts alley
Okay.
and see if anyone can guess any of these players that I'm going to bring up. Who
Okay.
am I? Obviously, you're not going to start with a birthplace because no one knows anything about darts. I'm just going to bring up statistics.
You just
of the
don't
darts.
like seeing people win, do you?
No, I don't.
Yeah, that's your problem. You don't like seeing people win. So you go, I'm going to make it as hard as I can.
Yep.
You're tight, mate. There's supposed to be a prize at the end, and you're just like, I'm going to make sure there's no one there to win it.
The recent winner was Mr. Condog Millionaire.
How have you let him win it? He's on the show.
Oh, he wanted himself in, so I had to let him in after he won the actual first one that
did
I
he get
did.
the prize?
No, he hasn't got the prize.
So
the prize
explain what you're going to do.
So the Who Am I is, you're more than welcome to join in on our Insta stories. Always we announce a winner after the next episode of doing it.
Yeah.
So the prize is it's called Holty's Who Am I Summer Edition. So at the end of summer, we put all the winners' names into a hat, we draw them out, and we'll give you, and the prize goes to obviously who's drawn out of the hat. And it's a big summer hamper. Comes with like budgie smugglers, bucket hats, like cricket ball, footy. Like we'll put it all in there, and we'll get the person who wins it on the show.
Recap your winners at the moment so far.
So Condog Millionaire, Craig Hookie, Joel Hillis, as well as
Brenton Miller.
Condog Millionaire's
Brenton Miller.
Mr. Google.
You haven't done another jab. He got so mad. He's like,
I got so mad.
I've studied so hard for this who I might. No one's getting it quick. Someone replied to it within the first hint. And he goes, have you Googled that? I won't accept cheaters. He goes I'm like, you can't go at people. Like, you've just claimed it.
I love that. I love that. You're going to be feisty. Feisty. No, I love that.
What was that one? I think it was Midnight Oil, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Midnight Oil.
I wouldn't have got it, but I love it.
Midnight Oil.
And then the week before that, when Connor got it, but you didn't allow him, was Adam Sandler.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's not,
And what did I just do?
Freddie.
Yes. Forgot his first name. Shahid Afridi, the cricketer, Pakistan cricketer. I thought I went really into the archives there, but someone got it, and it was Condog.
Well,
I reckon with the darts this week, you might have a few people. I mean, darts is an unreal sport, but I reckon if you start getting a bit niche, you might start tricking a few people.
Oh, beautiful.
That's what you want to do. You want to trick people, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And Joel Hillis was with the Victorian locations around Victoria.
Yeah, what was it?
Shrine of Remembrance.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It was really good. Yeah, so
I remember
that is a good one.
Yep.
Because it's funny, a lot of people would probably go suburb would be the first thought of mine, but an actual...
It was just a landmark.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Good.
He's getting creative.
So down the darts alley this week, so get your 180s ready.
I'm going to start getting involved. I might wait till after darts because I know nothing about darts, but I'll be honest, I might wait till the week after and we'll see how we go.
Beautiful.
Well, thank you, Quinn, for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's absolute pleasure, boys.
Make sure you follow Pressure Point Media on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube, Apple, wherever you get your stuff.
Wherever you get your podcast.
Yes.
All the good stuff. So
and remember, guys, make sure to follow all our socials, _, on pretty much just about everything. We've got a YouTube video coming. We won't talk about what happened last week. But
no, you will talk about it.
No, we will not.
We're going to have to do it tonight.
Yeah, I will click the button after this.
I've got mouths to feed at home.
But yeah, no, so
you tell everybody what happened because they missed you.
Do I really have to?
Yeah, you do because it was your fuck
on there. I want to know.
It was your fuck up.
Okay, so we were doing a tier list.
Yep.
We've done one tier list before.
Yep.
Went fine.
Yep.
This recording went
Oh no.
Went fine.
I know where this is headed.
I could not have put an A-grade performance on in this tier list.
Went fine.
I did absolutely perfect.
Went fine.
Until this happened.
And then shared the screen. I was like, yep, blah, blah, blah. Finished the recording. I'm like, oh, geez, we've nailed that. Get to do the editing.
Dickhead.
I haven't changed the display screen to share the screen in the big window. So it's literally the big window is us. The little window down here is us too.
Oh no,
dickhead!
I'm sitting there. I'm sending it to him. I'm like, you're not gonna believe it.
Oh my god, that's a massive.
I couldn't believe when I went to edit it too because I was like, yeah, oh geez, I've got to get this edit out of the way. And then
god.
To be fair, at least you'll be more when I have to watch Daniel Sturridge's dance now.
Oh yeah, good point. Now I know what it is.
Yeah.
You didn't know a few. Sturridge's dance, Bale's heart.
That's right. Oh, Bale's heart. That was fucking terrible. Shit. Come on. How does that compare to Leighton Hewitt's? Come on.
Wasn't a fan of Connor disrespecting the come on, but you know.
Oh, that was rude.
It really was.
That was rude.
Anyways, guys, that's going to wrap up this week. Tune in to all our socials. Obviously, episode be out Thursday. YouTube video will be out either Wednesday or Saturday.
Yep.
Just depending on when we get the edit done. And yeah, so tune in next week. Again, thanks, Quinn, for coming on.
Pleasure. Thank you, boys.
Awesome.